Hi, and welcome to I think our third tutorial. And in this tutorial, we want to at least have the Gradle plugin deployed, not deployed, published. We want the Gradle plugin published. We want the CLI plugin published, even if it's not functional. And we also want the what's the other item? And we also want the example project at least seeming like it's using what we have published. So yeah, let's get right into it. What do we need? What do we need? Yeah, we need to now set up the CLI project, because whenever we try and import the Gradle plugin, it's going to try and import this artifact, and this artifact is not deployed, which is going to be our CLI, which is not deployed, so we need it. Since we need it inside here, then this one needs to be deployed with something inside it. So let's at least try and flesh out the parts that we need and see how that looks. So we're going to be stealing a few things. I think I had libraries, blood, on the package name. I don't want to type it. So new, Kotlin class. No, we need to do the directory first. I just want it to be inside there. Vlad. I think like I'm missing something. Okay, so what does that need to be? That needs to be the main class is going to be our register, component register. We need two specific classes. We need the console command line, something like this. We need the console command line processor, and we need the register. Okay, so for us to get those two items, these ones here, those two items, I'm just going to go to this class. I'm just going to copy everything that is inside here and randomly paste them inside here. Okay, these are now the auto service items. They're just going to be used to generate metadata inside our res directory. That's going to be packaged with the jar file, so that we know where we're initializing the project from. Okay, the other item that we need is the command line processor. The command line processor is majorly as it sounds. It takes in all the arguments that you're going to be receiving from the project, then now puts them here. So I just want to paste this one here, package, and then that's not fun. I thought it would have resolved that, but it didn't. So still okay. Now we need the command line processor. The register registers the compile plugin, but this now just processes what we need in terms of arguments coming from the CLI part. So we can have this. I'm not sure if Gradle plugins or rather compiler plugins could work with anything past Gradle. I'm not really sure about that, but something that has got me thinking. So what we need to implement members, support for K2. I'm generally going to just be writing this for K2. That is because it's just simpler to get started with for our situation. So yeah, I think we can go on. Now we need the plugin ID, and then we need plugin options. The plugin options are basically what? Let's say they are our CLI arguments, each one of them. So those are going to be passed kind of here, and also going to be this resolving them inside the override plugin option. I think it's something like override fun plugin option, this one here. Yeah, override plugin option. If first to just say this is a plugin option, then this is not a plugin option, so that we don't pass invalid ones, and we just deal with what we want, we need. Okay, and for us to do that, I think I'm going to use this also, but let's see. I'm just looking at an initial implementation we currently had. Okay, so let's put the plugin options inside here. Okay, so let's have a compiler object, companion object, and here we have the options. It's not constant, so options as blood CLI options, list of something. So we need to know what this something is exactly. If you look here, we can provide here a list. Can provide here a list of CLI option, and inside the CLI option it needs a name. Let's use the enabled. It needs a value description. This is going to be shown to the user, the value that they can pass if it's useful. And then we need descriptor. This enables plugin. I know the name is a bit straightforward by itself, so might not really need the descriptor, but queries goes to false. Okay, queries goes to false. I think there's something else here we can apply. Multiple occurrences, false. You don't want that to be a couple of times, so can have that. So we need something like this, and you might want to present multiple of them, and you'll need that item inside here. Okay, so for us to avoid somehow that specific scenario, and we also need this name outside the option itself. So it's a bit of value fishing, or rather, let's just say option this rather value declaration, whereby we need that there. Let me see, I'm not going to simplify this for now. We're going to simplify it later on when we get multiple arguments. We have that there, and then inside the options here we need to say when option is enable option, we want to put the key. So now we need a key. So the key itself is just going to normally be a configuration key for this, so we need something like this: option key. Okay, and we now need the name. name. So this one is what? Okay, actually I think I'm going to do it now, the optimization. And this one needs to be shared between here, and key needs to be put here. Key, the value is going to be value.to boolean. Do we need that? Yeah, value is going to be value.to boolean. Else, we're just going to throw an unknown option. What's wrong with this one? I don't know what's wrong with that item, but CLI option, don't know if this is my class or okay. What's up with this mismatch? Required a throwable. Exception. Copy this one. I'm pretty sure this is an exception. Pretty sure this is an exception. Throwable. It's not a throwable. I'm importing the wrong item. Let's see if I change the imports, if I'll have, I do not. Maybe it's the version that I'm using. It's an open class with a message. Under cause, there's a throwable runtime exception. Maybe it's how we're doing the project. JVM uncapped. What's up with this class? Plugin processing exception and cannot go to declaration. But why? Kotlin compiler. I've been facing this now a couple of times. I'm not sure why, but I think I need the version for 2.0 RC, this one here. I'm not sure why standard libraries are not there. Yeah, I'm not sure why standard libraries are not there. I'm glad we got that error, because I've been getting this a couple of times. Unless I add that specific dependency, that error doesn't go away, because it seems to not be recognizing. See, previously if I go to this class, it generally just wasn't a throwable. Okay, so anyway, back to this conversation of this specific item. So you see, with this we need 3 specific items that are separate, and the more options we have, the more clunkier this class is going to be. So what I do for this is just create a class here, an abstraction class, CLI delegate with the name. Basically just takes all the properties that the CLI option consumes. So I can just go to this one and just steal them. Okay, not overriding anything. So, and then inside here I can just now create the option, the key, and all that, and the name. Okay, so the option, the key, and the name. I want to remove this one. I want to remove this one. I want to remove this one. And this one to be small. Okay. So name goes to name. This one goes to name. That's it for that. And now I can just create my options here. CLI options by L.A.Z.E. It's a list of CLI delegates. I think I should have copied that part before deleting it like a dummy. This one here, copy. Oh, I did the wrong shortcut. Oof. Go to the future. There we go. Paste. Enabled description and all that. Okay. This one goes here, so I need to put it here. Value description goes to value description. Description goes to description. I think something was updated. This one goes there. Okay. Should be good, or rather should be done. They're not private. Maybe these two are private. Maybe these two are private. I think this one's also private. I think this one's also private. That one you're going to need it up here. Because now here you can just loop through this and map them to this option. Okay. And here we can resolve the exact CLI delegate that we are working with I think the option name, because we are passing the option name here. If you just go to look here, you see the option name is the same one that we're passing. So we can say options, plugin options, no, CLI options the first or now, which is it to name is equals to option dot whatever name. So we have our delegate there. Okay, so this one is now exactly what we need. The value is going to be passed there, and here what do we say? We just generally want to know if it's null or not. If it's null, we're going to throw an exception. If it's not null, we're going to do that. And now we have the CLI delegate key there. Okay, and that one is done for just setting up the options that we need. Apparently these ones don't even need to be vowels anymore. I think so. Yeah, we don't need those ones to be vowels. And we have our CLI arguments passed correctly. The plugin ID, we can use the same system we used with the build config. So it is the same project. So we can just say project and all that. We don't need that. We can just say here project. Okay. We need to add the plugin. So can go here, copy this one, paste it here at the top to the bottom. I can just reload this. I'm just trying to avoid errors in case any of them occur. Then build this, save that, build a config.cli, build config dot flood plugin name. Okay, plugin ID generally, which is going to be the same flood CLI. So consistency through the whole project is really nice to have, and will at least make the project easier to go along with. Okay, with that done, what we need to do now is to, I'm not sure if we can run this. Yeah, we're not registering anything, and these to-dos will fail. So true. and here is where we are going to be registering our transformers. So let's just register one. Generation extension to register some generation, so VLAD validation gen extension. Okay, validation extension. I know we can't get the arguments here for enable and all that, so I'm going to just do a rough one here. So for us to be able to get arguments, so we need the, let's say, the enabled. If we just have it enabled, we have the configuration dot get, and we need to define it by the VLAD, what was it called? We need the command line processor. We need the I'm looking for the exact key, which is this one here. Looking for this item, this delegate, to be more specific, and the key for this delegate. Okay, since we're going to be doing fishing for this value, I'm going to have here an operator fun get name string, and have that to be CLI options. This one, name key, I guess. But this is definitely nullable, I think. It's going to throw an exception if it fails. Can't do name, so faster now. Okay, it.name is equals to that name that we have there, and to that. We do want this one to fail. Okay, so this is going to be just returning for us the key. Turning to us the key. Do we need anything else? I feel like I don't want to do this. Let's do something else. Let's do delegation. Okay, let's do delegation. Let's do delegation. Oh, the delegation is going to be too nasty. No, it's not. Yeah, so we want this one to be a string, enable to be a string, so operator fun t verified t get, it's inside the compiler. Specify this type explicitly, then cut it. I think you should have imported it. Value. Okay. Okay, so that's it. So we're going to say configuration. We need to say get. So everything is going to be inside this command line processor. And the name is going to be the property name. Okay. And it's going to be the key. I think that's it. And this one is a boolean. And then no. What do we have here? I removed the get. I remember. Okay, faster now. It just gets us the item key. Make sure you have the item key, and this one is not really item key. And what is here? default value. So this one is a boolean. I think this one is fixed because I see here it's always just returning the same item. So how do we have default? That's not fun. So instead of this, but I won't have the property. Oh, this sucks. I won't have the property, so I want to deal with that. There's something there, so true, and property name is enabled. Just trying to be smart with it, but well, that's all we can have initially, unless we make this way more complicated than it is, but that's good enough. So let's say if it's enabled, then we just register this. If it's enabled, then we just register this. Since we're just going to be having annotations, there are scenarios whereby you might need to remove the code that you added. Basically because let's say they were templates, and that's something I've been doing with one of the projects that I have, whereby I have a login library, and inside the login library this is how the logger looks like. This is how the logger looks like initially, or basically. So we don't want to be calling this inside the project. Okay, since we don't want to be calling it and it's being called and then converted to what we need it to be converted to, we want to remove this call from the IR later on. So whenever we disable, we register another plugin to we register another plugin to just disable that specific function call, or it's called an AR call, something like that. Okay. For our situation, we're just working with this class, so we can now register our extension. So going to call this inside k2 then class. Okay, mind the naming, IR generation extension. Okay, I think this one needs to just override one item. Don't think there's anything else here to override. Resolve symbol. Haven't used that yet, so I'm just going to leave it for now. Inside here, what we're just doing is registering our lowering passes, or just our transformation pass. So we're going to call this pass, and this pass is going to be called what I'm going to call this, variable variable transformer. Okay, you might need to pass a few items inside there depending on your declaration, but mostly what I pass is that, and then just the plugin context. I'm going to need those ones later on. And now inside the module fragment, we just need to transform this pass of ours. The data we're passing is basically null, and this one needs to extend something. I think it needs to extend a transformer. The specific transformer that we need is an IR element transformer void, that one. Okay, and we are good to go. So can call this inside a new package. commas, cut this one, paste it inside there, maybe borrow the imports. I'm not sure if it needs them, rather how it needs them. Oh yeah, needs them like that. So why did that one not import? Okay, so going to need this, later on. Okay, and that's it. So import this. Wait, did not create it. Validation extension. I'm going to manually import it. What was up with that? Anyway, not sure. And that is it for our first compiler plugin. We are at least at a point where we should be able to go here and let's just reload this. Click on to just do deploy or publish to mavenLocal for this, and we have our first problem. Okay, SDK location not found. Define an SDK location for variable inside your local directories. That okay. I need a new file. Okay, here I think that's it. Okay, let's make sure that everything was just where we need it. So .m2 repositories should have L.A.Z.E.I here, but we do not have it. So let's see what's the problem. Libraries, Kotlin. Okay, it's not being published exactly where we want it to go. So let's do them one by one. Yes, so we have a problem. JVM plugin, event target compatibility detected 17.1.8. Oh, yeah. I think that's why I said we need to generally centralize some of these items, because then if we don't, I'm going to get this. So which one are we deploying? Flood. Where's Vlad? This is Vlad. Then Vlad. Then I think I did 17 somewhere here, and then here I did 1.8 here. Okay, that one is resolved. The plugin dependencies, tasks, publish to mavenLocal, and still checking to see if we have it, and there goes our first problem. Okay, L.A.Z.E.I. Oh, I get it. We are generating the correct item, but the problem is that let's see where this project is in. Plugins, CLI, and here. One of these has a provider. The version has a provider. So the version. Why does the version have a provider? Let me just confirm this a second. Why the version is having a provider? I think I should say get. I think so. Yeah. Why does the version have a provider? I think I did put a string here. Okay. I don't know why, but wait, just a minute. Yeah, it also has that. Okay, it's okay. Want this to be inside, since we are basically generating code, and the generation needs to be as per the type that you're declaring, so you need to provide something similar to that. And I don't want to use string exits, so yeah. For the version, we'll see if it will resolve. Okay, and that, save that, go to the file, and I want to it's not saving at all. I'm putting it, but which project is this now? This one. Changed it for this one, didn't change it for that one. They are basically the same item, so I'm just going to copy that. I can just confirm if this one is generating the right thing. Generated build config. Yeah, the provider is still there. So to resolve that, what do I need to resolve that? Maybe I didn't provide a version for this. Yes, I didn't provide a version for this. Okay. I think I should do the same for this. And also for this, just in case it's there. Okay. Those are providers. We don't need the providers here, so should resolve this part here. Okay. After that, copy that part and need it here. So can I really get there? Project. Okay. Generate those. These configs should be more better readable. Okay, we're good. And now we can publish, or at least try to publish. Tasks, publishing. Just publishing this to mavenLocal. There we go. That one is done, but I cannot see Vlad. Yes, I have it. Okay, so see, we have here Vlad, and then inside here we have Vlad gradle plugin. And with that, it means that we can go over to the example project here, open the example project, add Vlad with a version, of course. I'm going to put the version down here. Okay, I put the version down here, 0.0.1, apply false. Okay, then here I'm going to apply it, and hopefully this one will behave as well. I don't know why it did not apply, but let's just have a look at that. Oh, I know why. So we are publishing it to mavenLocal. Here we did not add mavenLocal. Okay. We sure do need for dependency resolution management. I think so. Sure. And that one just outright refused to work. I think we need to register something else. Forgotten what. We need to register something else. L.A.Z.E extension does not exist in the library. Project library. L.A.Z.E gradle extension. Maybe we have registered it wrongly. Not sure why it's not working. Let's see if we can find the item. So inside the plugins for gradle, wait, oh, I think I know why we messed up this name. Did we? Yes. I think that's the reason why. Because now when it publishes, it's I'll show why that one is happening just in a few minutes. But let's see if we can publish again and just okay. So here we need L.A.Z.E plugin, and here the main one we need L.A.Z.E plugin. Okay, I don't want to be doing that all the time, so L.A.Z.E I think 0.0.1 L.A.Z.E is going to do the reload once and then completely replace it. These are plugins of L.A.Z.E. Come on. Light force. Okay, remove this and as well. This one's okay, that one's okay. This one's okay, that one's okay, and this one's okay, that one's okay. Okay, let's debug why the plugin is not being the extension is basically not being recognized. Okay, so here inside our metadata for just the plugin, we'll see here it requires L.A.Z.E libraries, Kotlin, L.A.Z.E plugin. So that directory needs to exist. Okay, unless it doesn't exist, then we'll know that we have a problem. So if I go here to L.A.Z.E libraries, Kotlin, L.A.Z.E, flood plugin. We see we have it. Okay, so what did we do wrong then? Select everything and delete it. Basically just cleaning up so that you can retest this. Okay. What's here? We need that alias and we need that. Could not find Libertal libraries. Vlad plugin 0.1. Did I even publish the whole item? Did I publish everything? Not sure, but I need to publish everything. Okay, just reload this one. See what error I'm going to get. So here we only see the ones that have been registered and failed to notify. Project evaluation. Our extension is not registered. Okay, so since our extension is not being registered, is the gradle plugin being registered? The gradle plugin being registered. Go inside our extensions. Extensions gradle. Extensions on the plugin. Let's see. Let's just make sure I register the extensions. Compilations. We did the artifacts. That should be okay. But we did not register our extension inside apply. That. So target extensions create. It's just going to be called flood. Publish that. Okay. I think we've published everything that we need. Flood example. And it fails. Failed. Cannot create instance of extensions. Flood extensions. It's final. Okay. That one I clearly forgot. You can definitely apply all open, but we really don't need it for this specific situation. But at least we know it tried to register. Cannot query property value because it has no value available. A property value doesn't have a value available. Start trace. It has no value available. And see where exactly it's failing from, so that I can debug from there and move on. So problem card library. missing value, extension.get value, get enabled. Okay, we're trying to get enabled. Where exactly are we trying to get enabled? So we registered this property. That's fine. Oh, I already see where the problem is at here. Okay. I think I remember saying that we are going to need this item here, so we definitely going to need it, and then we are going to pass it. So L.A.Z.E.I dot add. So here we are basically passing the values, or rather CLI options, from this library to that, from this from the gradle plugin to where we need it. So add extensions enabled to string. Okay, this should resolve that specific error. You need to do the same for all the other values that are going to be there, because that failed. CLI.args, what else did I do wrong? String enabled. This, I think this should work. Unless we're using it with the wrong name. So we can try two things. One is remove it from need, so that you can at least just have the item running. Enabled. So this is one other item that you can try and resolve and have them centralized, because if you can see here, we have this enabled property inside CLI arguments, and now we're just trying to find if we use the exact string here. So that's a tricky one. Say it alternatively, can remove it for now, because I just want us to see the project. Publish, reload, has no value, or rather, did I make it required inside the CLI arguments? Yes, I made the default value to be required, but I don't use the default value as required, so that should still not be our case. Yeah, just let me pause this for a minute, see if I can find what the issue is. Okay, so I found what the issue was exactly. So let me just take us back a bit to some of the bad changes I did. So up to here, well and good. Okay, but now we now want to use the plugin, so it means that we are kind of defining where we want to use the plugin, and you can see here we commented out L.A.Z.E.I. Okay, so since we commented out L.A.Z.E.I. and we did not provide a default value for this, we got that error, and now that caused us to just fail from the start. Okay, so what we need to do for this, you can provide default values. What was failing was this one here, so L.A.Z.E.I. extension, get that. We can provide a default here. Okay, and for us to be able to provide a default there, this needs to be that whenever we are creating this, we should be able to provide a default value somewhere here. Create the property and convention, something to do with convention, which does not, it's not really well relatable. Okay, if default equals to now, then we do the convention item, but I think that's good enough. Okay. Actually, let's have it as such. Just provide whatever default you want to provide. This one here, so okay, yeah, that one's definitely not okay. True. Email default is true. That one will be false if you don't want it. But yeah, I think we're good. We're good. So in the next tutorial, we can at least now start making use of IR lowering, and for that, we have registered everything that we need. I also removed this one here, so I can just put it back. We can just put back everything that was there. At least we have these values here, and we are stable enough for now. Okay. So see you in the next tutorial.